If there's one item that dominates our status in the consumer society, it's cars. We talk about them, we buy and swap them, analyse and test them with fervour. We drive them without a second thought. We allow ourselves to be locked in the long, lazy and grubby snake of peak hour traffic. Since the 1970s, the population of Australia has increased by another third. That means more cars on the road.
How many more cars are on the road? A, a third more. B, half as many again. C, 2/3 more. D, it's doubled.
There might be 30% more people, but there's 100% more cars. The answer is D. Yet we're convinced we can't live without them. Ask yourself this question.
What are cars doing to the air? A, nothing. Unleaded petrol and exhaust laws fully protect us. B, little. Cars and roads are vital to growth. C, a lot, but there's nothing we can do. D, a lot. Cars discharge dangerous toxins.
The answer is D. Our vehicles push out 30% of total greenhouse gases and highly poisonous photochemical smog. The firmest step forward was unleaded petrol, preventing highly toxic heavy metals like lead entering the air from exhausts. But only 16% of all cars today use unleaded petrol. Cars also draw in air to mix it with petrol, and they smear roads with oil. It washes down stormwater drains and into the sea. We could cut back the use of our cars by as much as 70%. We make too many unnecessary trips. Some of us would start the family car to take out the rubbish. Bob Australis went to pick up Jason even though his son was a short walking distance away. Before any trip, ask yourself, do I have to use the car? This is peak hour traffic in Australia's capital cities. Notice how many of the cars carry only the driver.
If you travelled more than 5 kilometres today, A, by push bike, B, by public transport, C, by foot, D, by any other non-motorised transport, E, as part of a carpool, give yourself 5 points.
Get in a car, turn the key, you're polluting the air. But there are ways of reducing it. For instance, drive as if you have an egg positioned between your foot and the accelerator pedal. This approach ensures that you are travelling most efficiently on your journey. Ensure your tyres have the correct pressure in them at all times. Pay particular attention to wheel alignment, suspension and the ignition and fuel systems. Have your car tuned every few thousand kilometres. All these elements give less drag on the road, cut fuel use and minimise energy consumption overall. So keep your car in tip-top condition with regular maintenance. An inefficient car and motor does more than its fair share of damage to the air. Check your boot to make sure you're not carrying excess weight that need not be there. And empty roof racks are definitely not on. Also, don't overfill the petrol tank. Think of buying a car, the type of which suits your needs rather than what you think you might need. When you do, compare engine efficiencies. Engines might be the same size, but they don't always perform the same way. Avoid cars that have energy-consuming extras. For instance, air conditioning increases fuel consumption, and that shoots up even more when idling in a city traffic situation on a hot day. If your car does have an air conditioner, run it regularly to make sure chlorofluorocarbons don't leak from the unit. Also, bear in mind that generally automatic cars increase fuel consumption. Think of other ways to travel. If you must drive, do it with care. Look after your car and you'll be looking after the air we all breathe. And as an extra benefit, you'll be saving money.
On his day off, Bob Australis likes to spend time in the great outdoors of his backyard. The smell of burning leaves arouses memories of childhood autumns. He's quite happy to cram the garden incinerator to capacity and stand there contemplating his family and future while smoke tumbles into the atmosphere. Regulations on backyard burning vary from council to council and state to state.
What should we do about backyard burning? A, nothing. It's quick, clean and cheap. B, very little. There's not enough smoke to worry about. C, everything. It releases toxins and greenhouse gases. D, increase it and solve the growing rubbish problem.
The right answer is C. It might be quick and cheap, but it's anything but clean. Apart from greenhouse gases released into the air, smoke from incinerators and backyard burn-offs can be supercharged with deadly toxins. Indoors or outdoors, Bob wages war with nature, and Sonia buys in the weapons. There were several aerosol products in her shopping. She bought them without checking to see if the propellant used was a CFC. Australia is one of the biggest users of CFCs and ozone-destroying halons. Even though they're being phased out, CFCs are still in 10% of spray cans. Ultraviolet light causes sunburn and ages skin. It can damage cataracts and weaken the immune system. Nature produces ozone from oxygen and natural forces break it down. The gas is constantly created and destroyed, but its destruction is sped up by chemicals like CFCs. CFCs are used in spray cans, in fridges and as the cooling agent in air conditioning pipes. It's in plastic foam products, foam rubber and is used as solvent. We're still producing CFCs 6 times faster than the atmosphere can break them down.
CFCs are being replaced in aerosols by hydrocarbons. Manufacturers emphasise these aerosols no longer damage the ozone. But trying to make out hydrocarbons are environmentally safe is less than accurate.
They don't contribute to the ozone hole, but they do add to photochemical smog and contribute to the greenhouse effect. They're also highly flammable. So why use spray cans anyway?
Should we use aerosol cans? A, yes, they're quick and efficient. B, no, they're excessive packaging. C, no, but it's too late to change now. D, yes, they're part of our way of life.
5 points for B. They're an unnecessary and excessive part of our push-button world. You're not only polluting the household atmosphere with artificial perfumes, you're putting harmful chemicals into your personal air.
It is true that we have to curb what are the obvious excesses, like dumping of CFCs into the atmosphere, of reducing acid emissions into the air, of cutting down on toxic pollutants into air, water, and soil. Those are obvious. But we really have to undergo a very profound change in attitudes and values.